Okay, we're in the middle of summer and your garden may be having a little bit of a problem because we really don't know when to plant, what to plant, and how to water. So joining me right now is Melodie McDanal from Pike Nurseries, and this is a nice looking garden. So how do you keep a garden like this up?
There are a number of things that you want to do in the summertime. One of the first tips to keep your flowers going is when you have plants that have finished blooming, so you can see these gladiolus here, if you come in with a good pair of pruners and prune those back, you encourage more blooms to keep going summer long. So we call this deadheading. It's removing the spent blooms, so you encourage more blooms to keep coming. The other thing is, if you've had some things that you've lost, we got hot really fast, so you might have lost an annual or a perennial and you've got some spots in your bed, it's totally fine to go ahead and plant again this time of year. Go for a little bit larger of a plant this time of year that has a better root system, so that it's easier to get it established in your garden. So plants like 1 gallons and things that are really tolerant of the heat and the summer weather, like lantana, zinnias, and the black-eyed Susan. Love it in the middle of the summer.
But you also should be thinking ahead too, right?
Absolutely, yeah. You want to keep them going. The best way to do that is to fertilize them. A lot of plants this time of year are setting berries or they're setting flower buds for next season, and that's true of the azaleas. So it's a great time to go ahead and fertilize your azaleas to help them to get ready to bloom next year. Now you want to keep fertilizing your vegetables, and you'll use a tomato food for that. Anything that you plant brand new, you want to use a starter fertilizer, and what a starter fertilizer does is it helps get that root system established, which is so important when you plant in the summertime. Another thing to help keep your garden going, mulch. So you throw this down around your plants, and you want to get about a 2-inch layer, and what that does is it helps hold in the moisture, so when it rains or when you water, that doesn't evaporate as quickly. So that really helps keep a garden going in the summertime. And speaking of watering, the right equipment will really help you go a long way.
What are the things you can do as far as watering your yard, and how often should you?
First of all, water early in the morning. So you're going to get water that doesn't evaporate quickly. Watering in the middle of the day, you lose a lot of that water, so it's wasteful. And then also, water less often, but more deeply. So rather than watering your grass every day for about 5 minutes, it'd be better to water for 2 times a week, maybe for 15 minutes. And what you really want is to get at least a cup in your yard. So you can put out a cup to test it and see if you're getting enough water. But what that does, it helps that root system establish. In between those waterings, it gets nice and deeper, and it's healthier lawn.
And my yard is looking pretty poor right now, so I'm going to take that tip and apply it to my yard, and I guarantee you it's going to come back.
I love that cup idea.
And it worked. My yard looks a lot better now.
Well, that's good to know.
Well, forget the money.